8:22 now. A quick history lesson. You know, the modern mobile phone era dates back only to the 1970s. In just 40 years in the West, they've gone from suitcase-sized novelty phones to mini computers, and they're no longer just luxury goods either. More than 4 billion of the 6 billion people on Earth now have a cell phone. Just this week, Verizon launched its new iPhone 4, which means more people are now jumping on the smartphone bandwagon. So what does this mean for communication? Our relationships with our spouses, coworkers, and friends. Joining us this morning is Moran from Jane Nation. You know, it used to be you walk out of the house without your watch and you felt naked without the watch. Now, people can't leave their house without a phone.
No, I walk around with it in my hand instead of my purse all the time.
Okay, so are you addicted?
I am addicted.
Okay.
I'm addicted.
Is that good or is that bad?
I think it really depends on who you ask. We find that for the most part women seem to be more into social media and have access to their smartphones. If we go ahead and look at children, though, that's where this concern comes in, because we're finding that children are more apt to be able to play with a smartphone than they are to tie their own shoelace or to be able to swim unaided. So those are some of the concerns that we have.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is really scary.
I mean, it just shows you how we're evolving, how we're changing, and the priorities are changing. I remember when President Obama, when he was running for office, when he was running for president, as a security measure, they tried to take his BlackBerry, and he changed it in a way.
Yeah,
exactly. So I find myself with my BlackBerry, I mean, checking my email, even when I don't have a notification, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure it's still there, you know, but I don't have any emails. That's an addiction. I mean, it's like a neurological thing where you get nervous if you don't look at your phone after a while. What does that do to us over long-term time?
You know, it has a lot of effects on us, but one of the things that we're really finding is that it is kind of great to be connected, you know, not only from a personal standpoint and being able to reach out and, you know, find out what's going on with, you know, your friends and reconnecting with old friendships and that type of thing, but also the way brands are actually using it. You know, just with the snowstorm that's hitting the rest of the country, we're finding that a lot of the airlines are turning to Twitter to update people as to what's going on and be able to, you know, get more in touch with them. So it has its pros and it has its cons.
The phones are so expensive. They can be hundreds of dollars. Do you think, what does it mean when you know, we had Verizon come out with the new iPhone 4, $500, $600? People feel they have to keep up, don't they, with the new technology, or they'll get left behind, right?
Yeah, and it's very much keeping up with the Joneses. But the interesting thing about what Verizon has done is they kind of went ahead and launched their brand in the middle of, you know, the iPhone 5 coming out. That comes out this summer. So it's kind of interesting because they sold out on the pre-sale, you know, early on, which was great for them. But when it became open to the general public, there were only 4 people that were standing in line at Apple's flagship store in New York. So that really kind of says something, you know, to marketers as to where it is that they're going to go with that. So it seems they think that people are going to wait until the iPhone 5 comes out this summer to actually buy them then.
I have a friend, a really good friend, a guy friend. You talked about women being more with the Facebook, but he's a guy, he's middle-aged, and he's one of those guys, you'll take him out, he's single, he'll sit at the table with 10 people, and he'll be on his phone the entire time, Facebooking. He loves the Facebook and ESPN updates and everything. That is not good. To me, that's not good.
No.
I mean, that's when you're cutting yourself off. Even though you're connected, you're not really.
Yeah, you're not really connected. You're not connected to the people that you're talking to and the pictures you're taking next to.
This is more common as we go on.
Yeah.
I mean, this is happening more and more because these phones are so incredible. They do everything.
They do everything. And then you kind of look at it because, you know, people some of them, you know, it depends. It's a convenience, but some of them are using it as, you know, kind of a crutch, that type of thing, and they're not really connected to the people that are around them. So you just have to weigh the good with the bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, we can criticize it and debate it all we want, but it's not changing. It's not going anywhere. It's just us evolving. I think we just have to kind of adapt to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to learn more about smartphones and how they affect our relationships, we've posted several links on our newsforjax.com website. Go to Scene on 4, the section, and scroll down to Weekend Headlines.